My name is Dr. Paul Moffat, and I teach courses at my school, Clockworks Academy, as well as at schools that other people own. Welcome to this video. I'm teaching a course right now on King Arthur, a couple of courses on King Arthur. You can find them at clockworksacademy.com. As part of the course I'm teaching right now on King Arthur, on romance in Arthurian literature, I made a family tree of Arthur and his family. This is not exhaustive, we could go into a lot more detail, this is just a little snapshot, but having made it, I thought that people who aren't taking the course might be interested in it too, so that's what this is. I'm making the video available for anyone who might be interested. If you want to find out tons more about King Arthur, you can take one of my courses on King Arthur. There are 3. King Arthur Part 1, A Fine Romance, focused on romance in Arthurian literature, and both modern sense of romance, as in kissy things, and in the medieval sense of romance as a genre of adventure story. King Arthur Part 2, Fight for Right, which is focused on war and tournaments and battle and kingship and nationalism and all that interesting stuff. And there's King Arthur Part 3, The Quest for the Holy, which will be focused all on the Holy Grail. We have lots of other courses available at Clockworks Academy too. You can look into those courses on monsters, courses on medieval literature, courses on all kinds of exciting stuff. Without further ado though, here's a little look at King Arthur's family tree. Here's the whole tree. Let's look a little closer. King Arthur, of course, is the central figure of Arthur's family tree. Arthur's parents are Uther, High King of Britain, and Igraine, who was his queen, and also previously the Duchess of Cornwall. She was married to Gorlois, the Duke of Cornwall, before she was married to Uther. Gorlois and Igraine have 3 daughters. Depending on versions of the story, sometimes they have different children, but in Malory they have 3 daughters. Elaine, Queen of Garlot, who we know almost nothing about in Malory and in general. She is a very minor figure. She didn't do very much. Presumably, she lived a happy life. She is married to the King of Garlot, who I haven't even bothered to put on the family tree because he also does not come up in the story very much. Igraine's other 2 daughters with Gorlois are Morgan Le Fay, who marries Uriens, King of Gore, and Morgause, who marries Lot, King of Orkney. So Morgause is the Queen of Orkney, Morgan Le Fay is the Queen of Gore. Morgan Le Fay and Uriens have a son, Uwaine, who is a knight who is in the Book of Adventures. He has an adventure. He is the same knight who is sometimes called Yvain, depending on whether you're English or French. So Yvain in Chrétien de Troyes, the knight with the lion, is Yvain. That's him. Morgause and Lot have 4 sons. In order from oldest to youngest, these are Gawain, who is the oldest of Arthur's nephews, older than Uwaine, even though I mentioned Uwaine first. Younger than Gawain is Gaheris. Early on, Gaheris acts as Gawain's squire, and then he is knighted and becomes a knight himself. Younger than Gaheris is Agravain. He is one of the instigators of the feud between Arthur and Lancelot. Younger than Agravain is Gareth, who is a very good knight. And of course, Gareth is also known as Beaumains. Arthur and Morgause, despite being half-siblings, have a son together who is a great scandal, and that is Mordred, who betrays Arthur at the end of Arthur's career. Arthur famously is married to Guinevere, but they do not have any children together, and that's one of the reasons for the instability of Arthur's reign in the later tradition. So here's the whole family tree. I'll have that available to download at clockworksacademy.com if anyone's interested. I have two other family trees that you might also be interested in checking out. One is Lancelot's family tree and the other is King Pelinor's family tree. And for both, as with this one, I'm really focusing on Malory's account of Arthur's family tree, not all the different sources that there are, because there's lots of them. I hope you've enjoyed this. I enjoyed making it. Goodbye for now.